Welcome to the first presidential debate of 2012. Supplement. While I might not have been present during last night's televised debate, I intend to offer my responses to the same questions as the major candidates, with equal zeal and twice the style. Let us begin. When candidates talk about creating new jobs, what they're actually talking about is making some sort of arbitrary policy change or implementing some meaningless reform and then letting other people create new jobs. Not me. I'm a hands-on sort of sock. I will personally go through the list of all the unemployed individuals in this country and assign jobs to them, which will be created to suit. Such jobs include kamikaze pilot, sewer cleaner, airline crash test dummy, human guinea pig for frivolous gene splicing research, and great white shark tooth sharpness inspector. And if anyone complains, they didn't really need the job after all. My political adversaries are so limited in the scope of their vision. The only places they can think to find money to offset the deficit are the taxpayers and government programs. Here are a few other places they've neglected to look. China, Japan, Germany, France, the United Kingdom. What do all these places have in common? They're not America. We need to make like Robin Hood and loot these countries for all they're worth. Then we need to make like Prince John and the Sheriff of Nottingham and wallow in our ill-gotten riches. It's what I like to call the best of both worlds. Has anyone else noticed a certain similarity between the Republican and the Democratic candidates? They're both old. Romney's been ordering from the senior menu at Denny's for years now, and Obama will be joining his booth shortly. Of course, they're both gaga for Social Security, and you'll notice that most of their contributors aren't spring chickens either. It's all part of the elderly agenda. We, the thriving youngsters of this country, have been oppressed by the aged and the decrepit for too long. It's time to do away with Social Security and start collecting our inheritance. If they want financial security in their old age, they can hoard their money away and live like hermits like any self-respecting altar-carker ought. Otherwise, it's time to shut up, give in to kidney failure, and stop telling us how to dress. Both my opponents claim to support small businesses, yet there is an entire small business industry that has been all but wiped out over the insistence on some form of medical security blanket, and that is the unlicensed physician. You want to encourage competition between medical companies? Let Average Joe pick up a scalpel. Let Chelsea Cheerleader try her hand at chiropractic. It's a simple solution. Get rid of governmental healthcare and private healthcare. No more healthcare means more quacks. More quacks means more corpses. More corpses means less people who need healthcare. Go ahead, argue that logic. What is the mission of any government? To govern means to rule or control. And you don't do that with a helping hand, but rather with an iron fist. We need to throw the malcontents in the dungeons, put the protesters in the stocks, and reward the obedient by not killing their children. So it sounds to me like neither of my opponents really wants to be part of a government, which is fine. They can get their rags and their scrub brushes and start polishing my throne. The only way to get anyone to work together is to unite them with a singular cause, and that cause will be running away from the giant man-eating lizards that will be deposited with them on a remote island in the South Pacific, where I will leave them to work out all their differences, reach across the aisle, and together, and as one, flee for their lives and pray to the deaf ears of their various deities for deliverance, all the while being recorded by strategically placed high-definition cameras so that we at home might enjoy their newfound unification. It almost brings a tear to my eye. We don't need another president who plays the political game. We need a game changer, by which I mean someone who will swipe the game board from the living room table, shoot all his fellow players in the neck, and stand victorious over their bodies before setting the entire building on fire. And that, my fellow Americans, is me. Vote the Sock!